Oh, yeah. I don't wanna be a safe bet, don't wanna be a plan B. Wanna be a top choice, not your top three. I'm so done, I'm so done.
I'm Andrea Askowitz.
I'm Allison Langer, and this is Writing Class Radio. You'll hear true personal stories and learn how to write your own stories. Together, we produce this podcast, which is equal parts heart and art. By heart, we mean the truth in a story. By art, we mean the craft of writing. No matter what's going on in our lives, writing class is where we tell the truth. It's where we work out our shit. There's no place in the world like writing class. And we want to bring you in.
Today on our show, we bring you a story by Sarena Neyman. Sarena's in Allison's second draft class. So that second draft class is a group of writers who come together to share fully formed drafts to get hardcore feedback from the group. Sarena has been published on this podcast. If you haven't heard episode 187, you have to check it out. The essay is called The Bigger Table, How I Lost My Husband But Gained a Bigger Family. On that episode, we talked about landings. We're going to talk about landings again today because this narrator is an amazing lander. We're also going to talk about humor and how to be an expert in a subject and details that bring stories to life.
Back with Sarena after the break.
We're back. I'm Andrea Askowitz, and you're listening to Writing Class Radio. Here is Sarena Neyman reading her story. Shut the fuck up, please.
Last week, my husband Kevin told me I talk too much after I told our dinner guests about our trip to Maine. He told me I should become better at looking for visual cues. Are my listeners' eyelids beginning to droop? Have they started to fidget? I was mortified. I took an online Talkaholics quiz to see if he was right. How often, it asked, do you keep quiet when it might be better to talk? Never. How often do you talk when it might be better to be silent? Always. By the third question, I already knew how I would score. The worst part about being a confirmed overtalker is that I find other talkaholics tiresome. Once a person starts talking too much, I become the overtalker police, cursing their verbal diarrhea in my head and wishing they would just shut up. Like me, however, most overtalkers are often oblivious about how much they dominate the airspace. These compulsive yackers may sound like they are conversing with you, but they are just waiting for you to stop talking so they can talk again. They never ask you questions. Sometimes, though, I'm like that too. I'm so excited to tell you something, I often don't even wait for you to stop talking. I'll just interrupt. There's one person in my life who will prattle on and on when she calls. Then she will end our conversation by telling me it was great catching up when I haven't uttered a word. When she calls, I make sure to have a project at my side. At least I can finish paying some bills and folding the laundry. The most annoying are the people who always need an audience, the pick me types who as kids begged the teacher to call on them and moaned when the teacher picked someone else. Equally problematic are the pedantic folks who view themselves as the expert on things about which you already know more than them. Or they will deliver an unrequested lecture on subjects you really don't care about. My least favorite topics? Any kind of plot description, especially science fiction, a dream they had, or God forbid, anything to do with gardening. I am likely to talk too much about my favorite new gadgets, like the dog vacuum I just bought and my electric dustpan. Then there are the people who are just poor at self-editing. They don't understand that when I ask where you got that nice sweater, a simple "I got it from Macy's" will suffice. I don't need to know the backstory of what else you got at the mall that day or what you ate at the food court. My husband Kevin, a very impatient listener, calls it the missioner syndrome. If I ask about your trip to Hawaii, you don't have to go on and on like the 937-page novel Hawaii that starts millions upon millions of years ago when the continents were already formed. Kevin has little tolerance for stories that go on like that. Can you please land the plane, he says to me to let me know he is fading fast. Some of my over-talking stems from discomfort or insecurity. My tendency in an awkward social situation is to fill the void with words. A former boss of mine was a great fundraiser and actually liked calling people up and asking for money. I asked him how he did it. I hate making those kind of calls. He told me that the best way to get rich people to donate is to let them do most of the talking. People like it when you pay attention to them. They like good listeners. Talking too much can also sometimes be hurtful. When I have something negative to say to someone, something I just can't keep unsaid, maybe because they've hurt me by their behavior, I try to put it in writing so I can evaluate each word choice carefully and not let spiteful words slip out, which I have done in the past. Turns out, no one likes to hear, quote, and it's not just me who thinks so, unquote. Compulsive talking has also cost me money. When the home insurance agent asked me what kind of dog I had, I was happy to blab on about Freddie Sue's recent doggy DNA test, which determined that my tiny friendly dog was the combination of numerous species, including 1/8 Chow, a breed which prompted the immediate cancellation of my policy. I have since learned to just say mutt. After Kevin told me I talked too much and then I failed the online Talkaholics quiz, I decided I would try to talk less. Keeping my thoughts to myself rather than always saying them out loud is a good habit for me to develop. It will force me to be a better listener. Plus, who can argue with Mark Twain's advice? It's better to keep your mouth shut and appear stupid than open it and remove all doubt. As I strive to become less of a chatterbox, I've created an alternative outlet for my verbosity. I write. Writing is good for overtalkers like me. Having to edit is an ongoing exercise in evaluating the worthiness of one's words. Plus, if you're not interested in what I have to say, you can just turn the page. So here's to my fellow talkaholics. May our words be as entertaining as they are plentiful, and may we all find a way to land our planes before our listeners opt for a parachute. Thanks for listening. It was great catching up.
Oh my God. I love her like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both of us
Excellent.
have the biggest smiles. Every line is so funny.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny. She really made herself an expert in this situation. It was so charming. Just right from the very beginning. Like we believe her I believe her. I believe her that she failed that quiz. I don't know. I feel like in her tone, she's like, oh, like my husband's telling me to like watch for the eyelids. I mean, I don't know. That's so specific and so funny and different. Excellent. And then she fails that quiz. Oh, God. And then she's like really, really tried to understand herself. That's one of the things about essay writing that I love. It's like, why do I act like that? And this is one of those essays, just trying to figure herself out.
I just kept seeing myself like in her husband, like I'm like, can you wrap it up? Like with my hand in a circle.
When
like,
you mean doing that to me?
I do that all the time, not just to you, to everyone. Like,
okay. Oh,
is there a point to this?
all right.
Come on. I'm a busy person.
Cut to the chase.
Did you find yourself in here where you were like, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's me.
Yeah. I'm both parties.
Me too.
Totally. Like I want to go on and on because everything I say is interesting. And then when someone else is talking, I'm like, what? That is dead boring. That happens to me all the time. Edit yourself. Come on. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Again, and I mentioned this the last time she was on this podcast about her writing, is that every last line of the paragraph is a bam. It lands it. It's funny. It's just the perfect ending. And then you move to the next paragraph. And that is so effective.
I mean, humor really relies on landings, but then so does what's the opposite of like pathos, like sad stories. Like every story relies on landings, but she's really funny and she's so good at the landings and the details.
I mean, by the third question, I already knew how I would land. I became the overtalker police, cursing their verbal diarrhea in my head and wishing they would just shut up. I often don't even wait for you to stop talking. I just interrupt.
Oh, yeah, because then she's worse than the others. She's like, yeah. So good.
And I love when her friends call and she's got her laundry and bills lined up. I totally do that. And sometimes you're like, are you listening? And I'm like, no, yeah,
Listen, I am hyper aware of when someone's not listening. So I know you're not listening. I don't like it.
Yeah. Sometimes I just can't. I'm in the middle of something and I don't want to be rude. Like, I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back in 10 minutes?
Okay, well, let's have an on-air fight right now because I want you to know that it's less rude to be spaced out than to be like, Andrea, check it, which is Hebrew for shut up. Shut your cake hole. Stop. We'll talk later. That's less rude to me.
So while we're having this conversation, might I just suggest when you call somebody, you say, hey, am I catching you at a good time? Or do you have a minute? But you launch into whatever you're saying. And I'm like, I don't want to interrupt.
I assume that if you're answering, then you have a minute. Ooh. Is that a false assumption?
You just
I know.
call.
It's not even time. So I hung up. See, I'm not going to answer. This is not a good time.
Okay, see, I didn't know this about you. I thought you wanted to be able to connect with me and I could tell you, hey, I just need 5 minutes. I'll call you right back. I'm right in the middle of something.
But you don't say that.
No, because you launch.
Oh.
You launch right. You don't even say, hi, hello, how are you? You just like, you're not going to believe what happened today. And I'm like,
because I'm trying to cut to the chase because I know you're a busy woman.
Okay, there we have it.
Oh my God. All these years I'm so sorry.
Okay, so maybe this is something for our listeners. Maybe they don't realize that they're launching into something and somebody's, needs to have time to get their laundry prepared to fold.
Wow. Okay. With most people, I do say, is this a good time? Do you have a minute? I do. But with you, I'm like, I just talked to... You're right. I don't even say hi. Because I feel like you're speedy quick. Okay, let's get back to the story. You already mentioned that I'll just interrupt and all the landings. Amazing.
Wait, can we please land the plane? That's like my favorite one. Can you please land the plane?
And then there's a callback, which is like our favorite thing in humor, our favorite thing in all storytelling. And then what was the callback? It had something. Oh, yeah, here it is. Find the way to land our planes before our listeners opt for a parachute.
I love it.
Yeah. There's actually 2 callbacks. It was great catching up.
Yeah.
It was great catching up. Yeah, because this is clearly a monologue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
I mean, you know more about humor than I do. I just know that I don't usually laugh so much. And she always has me laughing. She just has such a good, she's brilliant.
She is. She's good. Oh, wait. One other thing I wanted to talk about, which is now we know how to raise money. Listening is a great moneymaker. And I think she's right. I'm going to try it.
Report back.
Okay. I'll report back.
And don't say hi, hello, or anything. Just call in. Just wait till I pick up.
Yeah. Okay. One other thing was her details. Dog vacuum. Don't need to know what you ate in the food court. 937-page novel called Hawaii. Like her details are so specific. And that just is everything about details that we always talk about. It just brings the story to life. I am in. I love this story.
903 words. 903.
That's it? This whole story?
That's it. Mm-hmm.
We like it short.
I also like the title.
What's the title?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Yep.
Thank you for listening, and thank you, Sarena, for sharing your story with us. Sarena Neyman has been writing for numerous human rights groups for more than 20 years, working on causes from digital privacy to affordable housing to marriage equality. Her how-to article on building an off-grid cabin was printed in cabinlife.com. Her opinion pieces on the Gaza war have been syndicated by peacevoice.com. She lives in Western Massachusetts. Writing Class Radio is hosted by me, Allison Langer.
And me, Andrea Askowitz.
Audio production by Matt Kundle, Evan Serminski, and Aidan Glassy at the Sound Off Media Company. Theme music is by Justina Chandler. There's more writing class on our website, including stories we study, editing resources, video classes, writing retreats, and live online classes. If you want to write with us every week, come on.
Oh, yeah.
We got First Draft. It's awesome. Or if you're a business owner, community activist, group that needs healing, entrepreneur, and you want to help your team write better, check out all the classes we offer on our website, writingclassradio.com. Join the community that comes together for instruction, an excuse to write, and the support from other writers. To learn more, go to our website or patreon.com/writingclassradio. A new episode will drop every other Wednesday.
There's no better way to understand ourselves and each other than by writing and sharing our stories. Everyone has a story. What's yours?
I'm so done.
Produced and distributed by the Sound Off Media Company.